Welcome back to Thionite Plays Xenoblade Chronicles 3. On the last episode, we acquired Masha, the Lapidarist extraordinaire. I still can't pronounce that word, but I am here today on this episode to correct my own idiocy, because if you remember, one of the very first sentences they said in the tutorial is if you want more stuff, you can get them in the prize exchange from the Nopon Archsage's place in the Land of Challenge. So I'm going to show this off super quickly. Enigmatter and Nipponic Gold. If you want some, here it is. I did a tiny, teensy, weensy, tiny little bit of grinding for some Nopon Stone between episodes. So I'm going to get like 2 of each, 3 of each, and see what that can get me. And we are going to be doing the Ascension Quest for Masha today because we have that unlocked. I just wanted to correct that oversight at the beginning of the episode because, like I said, my brain, it's Swiss cheese. I can't pay attention to anything. Anyway, we're going back to the city to look at more of Masha's nonsense, and then we will do her Ascension Quest, and that will be a wonderful experience because I genuinely have no idea what it could possibly contain. Anyway, back to the city. I'll meet you there after I exit this pocket dimension. All right, we are here at the accessory menu, and I would like to actually enhance the ring that we have. Looking at this, it would take some enigmatter. I could make more things, but I think I want to see more about the upgrading and the enhancing menu. So let's enhance this and see what we get. So 13. Does that mean we get more attack power? Very curious. Let's do it again. Fills chain attack gauge slightly. We had 5 burst effect. I'm very curious, very curious. And then I need 4 and 3, which we don't have. Oh no, well, these take odd triangular shards and 6-angle shards. I know you can buy more of those in the Nopon Archsage's place, but those are like the very special things that we've been finding all over the world. I'm going to hold off on that. But that's interesting.
We'll be back for more.
Eventually, I'm sure we will. She's got her own portable anvil, which is kind of crazy. Can we leave? I want to see... Yes, thank you, Masha. I want to see something. Who has that particular one? Pro Rank Sunrise 4. Mio has that. Accessories. If I were to remove this and then put it back on, what do I get? Oh, okay, so the first icon is HP, so that gives me 294 extra HP, 13 extra attack, and 5% extra critical rate. Okay, I understand. Okay, so that last heart icon is going to be healing power. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Wait, because these numbers, they get weaker and weaker. I gotta wonder. I'd have to upgrade it again to see, but I remember in the last episode they said it gets like sequentially or like, yeah, every time you upgrade it, it gets weaker or whatever. I'm not 100% sure if that's if you have like the same effect over and over and over again, or if it's just each one of these 4 effects get weaker. I would have to do either more research or have someone correct me, but it seems like because it's like 294 and then 13 and then 5, I'd have to upgrade it again to prove or disprove the thing, but very curious. Anyway, we are going now properly back to the city because the reason why I'm not in the city right now is because Masha's Ascension Quest would take priority and there's only one camp in the city and that's where the Ascension Quest is. So let's just noom all the way over there. No, wait, hold on. Where?
You want me to lead?
Yes, I do. You know what it's time for, Senna? It's time for the famous... Stop looking at the fire. You're very curious about the fire, aren't you? Anyway, doesn't matter. Senna skip time. It's been a minute. And yet another successful Senna skip. She is batting like 10 for 10 on the Senna skips. She truly is incredible. And the reason why we didn't warp all the way over there is because if I warped straight into there, we wouldn't be able to complete the Senna skip. And that is not something I will ever stand by. Anyway, let's just jump straight into this. Go give me my knowledge.
Oh, at long flipping last. There you are, Mash.
Looking for moi? Maz, how have you been? We've been scouring high and low for you. Yes. Lovely to see you too. You have some business to discuss?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pull the other one, Mash. It's got bells on it.
So cold, Mazzy. Ice cold. Don't pretend you don't know what we're talking about.
Me and my fair lady ordered matching accessories. Quite a while ago, too. It's getting silly now.
Yeah, and I recall we paid a pretty penny up front too. Don't want to rush you, Maz, but come on. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, of course, I hadn't forgotten. I was literally just pinning down the final touches on the design. I'm on the cusp of beginning production.
Oh, you were you? Well, I'm glad to hear it, Mash. Phew! I was sweating buckets there. Thought the whole thing had slipped your mind.
Perish the thought. That would be tragic. Right. My sincerest apologies. It did, in fact, utterly escape me. Figured.
Figures.
But Maz, you're so chuffing brilliant at what you do. It's just such a crying shame that you're like this, you know? Oh, how it pains me to know it.
Hey, at least you remembered now. We're still on board, by the way. Long as you give us a discount for the trouble.
We're looking forward to the finished products. Ta-ta! Well, I've put my foot in it again. Perhaps I ought to hire a clerk.
What is the deal with those guys?
They're soldiers, those two. Illustrious members of the Lost Numbers. Not to mention my clients. Previously, I received a commission from them for a pair of matching accessories, but clearly my mind was otherwise occupied. Letting my clients wait any longer than this is going to tarnish my reputation. I'll have to expedite my work.
Should we help?
What? Are you quite sure?
We'd be pretty crappy friends if we just left you in the lurch now, innit?
Gosh, well, I'm incredibly grateful for the offer. I shall have to be sure to compensate you appropriately when the order is completed.
Will we need to leave the city again to gather materials?
No, before any of that, we will need to prioritize information gathering.
Information? What kind? And why?
Even the most basic accessory necessitates a great deal of thought. One must consider its shape, application, presentation. But above all else, it is imperative to pin down the nature of the individual to whom it will ultimately belong.
How do you mean, nature?
We must learn more about Jake and Tessa, find out what makes them tick. Only then will we discern the accessories they desire. That is how I do things, and that is where we must begin.
Sounds like a really roundabout way to do things.
Why not just ask them yourself?
Only a third-rate charlatan would consider such a thing. The true creme de la creme must fulfill their clients' orders without uttering even a word.
But you don't have much time.
Which is why I'm very grateful for your assistance.
We may have our work cut out for us.
I suppose we should start by asking people who are close to those two.
That's the way indeed. Then let's begin our inquiries. We must talk to Jake and Tessa's compeers in the Lost Numbers and find all we can about them.
For the sake of keepsakes. How very intriguing.
Good to add more names.
Masha?
Jake and Tessa, yeah? They seemed a bit wishy-washy, if I'm honest.
Well, let's see. Their actions will surely speak for themselves.
Masha, you are among sterling company. Because if the entire impetus of this quest was born because, you know, you forgot to do a thing, you cannot be in a better party, because I too have a brain full of Swiss cheese. I immediately forget information that I learn, and, you know, birds of a feather. Us forgetful folks, we always find each other. We may forget each other's names, or, you know, how we met, or important things like that. I'm forgetting what other things we could talk about, but, you know, We're always together, birds of a feather. Who are you? LN Compeer B. We couldn't even spring for, more fake names. Can't we call, like, one of them, like, Jonathan? LN, lost numbers. You want to know about Jake and Tessa? Yeah, I gotcha. They're kind of celebrities among us lost numbers. How have I never heard of them before then? Oh, really? They don't like to talk about this too loudly, they keep it on the hush-hush. But you know how Jake's basically houseless, right? Houseless? Ah, yes. Certain circles bandy that term about to describe one who cannot trace their descendants, or their descent, not their descendants, their ancestors, to any of the established lineages. That seems arbitrary. Why? It's like, how many? After all this time, when did the original members of the houses live? It's like intermingling with the houses. I feel like it would be either everyone's a part of a house in some arbitrary way, or no one except for 6 people are. And at that point, it's like, would it matter that much? Anyway, it's unfortunate, but people in that position often find themselves pushed to the fringes of our society. Wow, that speaks really highly of, the politics and the social circles of the city. It says a lot that you'd so vilely? Well, vile, I suppose, but value highly. Oh, Mash, if you ever conflate your words, you're also among good company. Jake got bullied relentlessly as a kid. Kids can be assholes. That is what they do. Poor guy could never catch a break. But Tessa, she's the same age as Jake. She would always look after him and make sure he was okay. The darker Jake's mood got, the brighter and more cheerful she'd act around him. In fact, it's probably thanks to her that Jake started to lighten up. Now he's, well, as you know him. Wow, that wasn't the kind of story I was expecting. You'd never think it from the way he acts. So probably something bright and shiny for Tessa, and something dark and brooding for Jake. Probably like an onyx type of stone for Jake, and probably, I don't know, like an aquamarine for Tessa. Yeah, well, they can get on your nerves sometimes. Oh, fire opals for the both of them. But you can't deny it's kind of an inspiring story. They've definitely earned our respect. It's not every day you get to see a story of true love unfold. Wedding rings. No big wonder they ended up getting hitched in the end, I suppose. Jake and Tessa. 1 of 3. Where is the next ones? Over in the other directions. We shall find them. We shall find all of the gossip, because if there's one thing Team Ouroboros excels at beyond anything else, it's gathering gossip. Because how else are we supposed to find out who and what we need to do to help? It's like, if you have a problem, just talk about it in hushed voices, and then 3 months later, Ouroboros will inevitably and invariably get around to finding out the solution to whatever troubles you may have. Jansen. Oh, Elder, Monica, you have things to talk about. Thank you for what you did at Corn Island. Oh, no problem. We got that corn back from the island, and, lots of cornbread. Surplus of cornbread. Everyone loves it. Gondor and the Ouroboros candidates have really grown they've really grown by coming into contact with you guys. Well, I mean, we are Ouroboros. That's what we do. Given any thought to Jansen yet? Oh, right, your potential suitor. That'll have to wait. I'm sure it will. Oh, Michiba, I'm not going to talk to you. Who are we talking to? Oh, someone over on the other island. Or the sole singular landing pad for the sole singular transport that the city has. Where is everyone? Lost number Compeer A. I've never come to this particular thing. Will we jump off of this? Maybe. Is the call of the void too strong? Who knows? Tessa's from House Rhodes. They try not to have anything to do with the Vandoms and the Doyles if they can. Personality-wise, though, Tessa's more of a Vandom. She's always wanted to bring the hammer down on Mobius. Naturally, her parents didn't look too kindly on her wanting to be a soldier. They were this close to disowning her this one time. That's when Jake stepped in. He convinced Tessa's folks to let her join the Lost Numbers under the condition that he'd sign up too, to protect her and all that. It was a very heartwarming, sweet thing. Bit stupid if you ask me, because they were kind of set for life, being one of the main houses. She could have just been like, oh, I'm gonna use the favors with the family to marry this guy. But I was like, no, we're using the favors to fight. I mean, good on them for being patriotic to the city and taking the fight to the man and all that. But if it were me, I would have chosen differently. If it was gonna be so hard on Tessa, wouldn't it make more sense for Jake to try and talk her out of it as well? Slow down your words and enunciate, you stupid YouTuber. When you put it like that, but then there'd be no one left on Tessa's side at all. Now, maybe it sounds cliched, but Jake will always got Tessa's back, even if it means the whole world's against them. Well, I doubt it'll go that far. Talk about passionate, eh? Probably. They're both passionate and, bubbly. His yin to her yang and all of that. It'll work out splendidly. Oh, it's on the other side. Where is... Oh, I'm stuck behind the crates. Gigi and Zach. Was Zach the juggler? Is that your, profession? Oh, it's like I'm a professional juggler. I can throw these balls high in the sky and I can catch them in my offhand. Get off of the railing. Noah, the railing is a very dangerous position. You're not supposed to walk on it. It's not good. Where... Are we going to the war room or someplace? We need to find LN Compier C. Where is this? Oh, it's on the overlook. Why would you just be in this random location, just staring off? It's like, oh, I'm staring at the walls. You're not even staring at the relatively scenic overlook. Wow, this place... Yeah, I suppose it would have a different view, considering we're no longer up in the sword. Anyway, how you doing? Back in the day, Tessa found herself caught between a Kavessian and Agnian troops during a mission. It was a big one, for Honest's and all. The platoon had a tough call to make, calling a retreat, but they had to leave Tessa behind. But Jake, don't get me started on that boy. He refused the order carte blanche. Let me guess, he went in to rescue her all by himself. That's right. Fire from both nations fell all around him like rain. They decided they're going to fight while holding an umbrella. He ran in with all of the breath in his lungs. Everyone thought they were good as dead, but no. Jake picked up the wounded Tessa and did the impossible, getting her home. He ended up taking more hits than her, wound up bloody from head to toe. Not a pretty sight. Luckily for them, it was raining, and it was very poetic, but he didn't mind. He didn't mind the blood or the rain at all. He was just content that he didn't have to lose Tessa. Wish I had half that guy's courage. Masha is contemplative. Jake and Tessa, new topic. We shall...
Information enough for now. Shall we reconvene?
If you say so. Sounds good indeed, Masha. We have the power of cutting out all of this nonsense by, using our interactive map. We are already returned back to the camp. Fantastic.
We could do with some food.
No. Fine. Banana, cook everyone some food. You haven't actually cooked for Masha yet. What kind of food do we want? Banana's Battle Soup DX? No. Monokuri Special. How many Napon coins? Oh, we could totally spend the Napon coins. EXP boost, gold, and drop boost by like 25% each. For an hour? Yeah, sure. Give me that. Give me some monokuri. We're in the city, so I suppose it works. Man, I wish I had some curry. It's so good. Curry is like the best. It's just the best. Discuss the topic. That's what we're here for. City camp required hero Masha, Jake, and Tessa. Give me knowledge. Masha, what do you propose for the rings, or the stones that we shall set upon these rings?
Could you all come round for a second?
Well, this wasn't what I was expecting.
I know. I figured they'd be a couple of quirky jokers.
Sounds like they've had it rough.
Indeed. They appear so ostentatious and fickle, one could be quick to dismiss them as mindless followers. But the truth is that they are loyal soldiers both, and they care deeply for each other. In which case, I'd be inclined to substitute an eye-catching design for something altogether more somber. The accessory they seek is most likely...
Most likely... what?
That shall have to wait. In any case, I have a clear idea of what would suit them now. You've been a tremendous help.
Good to hear. So I'm guessing the next step is we go looking for the materials, yeah?
Haha, you guessed correctly.
Are you going to tell us what we need?
Yes, I'll need two things. One of them, far easier to come by. I'll start with that. One may find rose quartz growing on Corn Island, on the Erythia Sea. What I would need is a quartz crystal with a particularly high purity, known as Red Shawl.
Corn Island. Got it. Let's go take a look.
Corn Island, the land of the cornbread. Where exactly on the island are we going? Because we, of course, have been there rather recently for, of course, Monica's quest. Oh, it's an area that we've technically been to, I think? Oh, how would we get over there? We would have to take... Oh, we would have to go the long way around. That would be such a pain. We would have to go from Double Crag Gate, through the secret entrance, climb the wall, go all the way around from the spider pit, past the spider pit, and then we can get over there. All right, that's gonna take me like 2 minutes, but for you, it's going to be instantaneous because we're already here. Man, wasn't that quick? Don't you wish you could travel in the real world and in video games that quickly? Corn Island. Look at that, it's a tiny rock. All of the big rocks that we've been seeing on Corn Island, not nearly sufficient. Like, look at that one down there. Those are the Error 404, speech not good. Those giant crystals, oh, Lance wants a closer look. Is Lance gonna die? Well, if he does, pour on him. Those are the rose quartz. We need the special one right here. Oh, look at this dude. Look at this last Ansel who thinks he's special.
The next leg of our journey will take us to the Orion Tunnels.
Hold on. Don't tell me you're taking us down there to do actual mining for you.
Ah, close, but no mica. It's not minerals you'll be mining this time, but monsters.
Huh? Not literally, right?
Deep in the Orion Tunnels, there's said to exist a rare species of ropal. The unique mineral which takes root on its back, argentium, will be our next target. Though I must confess, I have only ever set eyes on it but a single time.
But how are you so sure that you'll be able to find it then?
Well, we had no trouble getting the first material. Let's stay optimistic.
Better hope our luck's not run out yet. Off to the mines with us then.
We yearn for the mines, and to the mines we shall go. Oh, this is what I was thinking of. Oh, back when we first went to, like, a Colony Mew, there was, after we did, like, revealed all of the Mobius plots, and we revealed the fake and then the real Pharaonis or what have you, there was, like, one of these, like, rope bridges, not a bridge, but, you know, like, one of these grappling hook rope ballista type things that led to a place just like this, like a little standalone island with a tent on it. Originally, I thought it would have one of these Legacy of the Seven type things. I was thinking of this one. All right, give me this. What does this have for us? It has the Luna rings. I shall take this to the bank. I don't know what they're... Let me look at those really quick, because I don't remember off the top of my head what the Luna rings do. Most recent? These are items. Where are my accessories? Luna rings. Boosts damage dealt by fusion arts by 100%. That's actually, you know, real nice. That's actually really cool. Whenever we find someone who can use those, that'll be a nice little boost. Where is the Orion Tunnels? Are they in the Pentalus region? I believe they're in the Pentalus region. Yep, there they are. Okay, so how are we gonna get over there? Ooh, if I remember... Ooh, if I can tell correctly... Wow, I have, like, no skip travel locations. What we're probably going to have to do... Ooh, is this on this part or on this part? Because if it's on the upper portion, we're gonna have to take this one. But if it's on the lower portion... let's just start at the Stoneyard and work our way back around, and then that'll give us more knowledge. So, again... For me, several minutes, but for you, instantaneous. I see the boy. Yes, there are plenty of rewards. We have found the boy. Yes, Noah, that is the rubble.
Quite remarkable, isn't it? Let's procure our ore before it gets away.
Oh, something tells me it won't be in any way, shape, or form a difficult fight. It is, of course, level 51, where we are, of course, level 69. And if I could go the rest of the game and you know, keep everyone at level 69, I would. I would, but unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to. Who knows? It might even be this very encounter that levels us up. It's been a while since we got a level up, I think, potentially. I don't actually know. I don't know. I probably know how to tell, but I don't know how to tell. Anyway, this fight is over.
So glad we got the Agencium without too much fuss.
We were fortunate indeed. Well then, the city beckons.
If the city beckons, then I shall answer. What is that red thing over there? It looks like an enemy? No, it's a bunch of husks. Oh, it's probably a lot of husks. I'm not gonna worry about that. Where does this take us? Have we been through this way? It's not really the time for... Since there's an ether sphere right here, this will take like 6 seconds. I mean, like, the ether spheres, we probably don't need a lot more of them for Eno, because we're doing really well on terms of that, because I did a lot of ether hunting between episodes for Eno. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but if I happen, to just find them, I might as well take them. This is only, I expect to get up to like 6 or 7. 6 or 7, yeah, it was a tiny one, but that doesn't matter. It's a good thing to show off, because the monsters guarding it were only like level 24, and we got like 3 or 4 ether fills, spheres, cylinders, or what have you. It's not really a lot. If they were like level 70, we'd probably be up to like 16 or 17, but that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about Eno, we're talking about Masha, and to continue Masha's quest, we need to return to the city, and that is something we can do very easily.
Once again, your incomparable efforts have paved the way forward. Thank you, my dears. I feel now that I can finally produce the accessory I have in my mind's eye.
Isn't this an excessive amount of time and effort for a couple of accessories?
That, good sir, is the difference between the ready-made and the tailor-made. That, and it's my sales point. All right, you may have to give me a while. It is complete.
Good work, Masha. Okie doke. Time to deliver the goods to those two.
Yes, just a moment. I've given them a call and arranged for them to take delivery at the Founders Square.
I really hope they'll like them.
They better. After all the trouble they put us through.
You needn't worry. They will be satisfied, I assure you, or my name is not Masha.
So it's bracelets this time, huh?
That's correct. Rings, bracelets, and the like happen to be my forte. Jake, Tessa. So sorry to have kept you waiting. These would be the items you requested. Do check if they're to your liking.
Oh, finally! Really kept us waiting, eh?
I know. I am buzzing.
The silver luster comes from an alloy of argentium. To my understanding, it is one of the strongest precious metals there is. Your unbreakable ties inspired the design at the heart of the bracelet, inlaid with a red gem of the highest purity. Those bracelets will not corrode or tarnish, and will preserve your bond for a great many years down the line.
This'll do just grand. I couldn't have asked for something better. Kinda scary how perfect it is.
Amazing. We barely told you anything.
I really must confess, this is arguably one of my finest works to date. What better keepsake could there be to assuage the both of you alike?
Well, so you knew.
So you already know that much about us?
Hardly. It was quite simple. This was not the first time I've been enlisted for such a request. I'm not psychic.
Wait, what's this about? A keepsake?
You know what happens to us folk when we pop our clogs?
Yeah.
We're lost numbers, fighting at the front. Our numbers could be up tomorrow. And nothing will be left of us. We'll just whoosh into light. It's crap. We're not having any of it. Our names will go up on some cenotaph, but all we'll be is just another statistic.
Yeah, so you see, we figured there had to be a better way for us to be remembered by. Something that'd last long into the future. Something that we'd be proud of, to keep us in good memory.
And that's where the keepsakes come in.
There is naught in this life more beautiful and precious than a happy, cherished memory. And yet, it is human nature that the more precious we perceive a thing, the more we fear it might be whisked away. Like these two here. They aren't the first city folk who wish to set their memories in stone. And certainly won't be the last. To leave something permanent, telling the world that they once lived. Their lives' history writ, and spirits enshrined. A love that cannot be seen, immortalized in physical form. Therein lies the quintessence of my work as lapidarist extraordinaire.
Now there's the head of House Cassini. Gals are cut above. We were right to stick by you. Thanks, Emil. You're a gem.
Trust us, we'll take extra good care of them. Until our final breath. No. For a long, long, long time yet.
If the both of you are satisfied, then I am too. Those bracelets, may they serve you well, and impart to you a future both bright and prosperous. All right, that about wraps up the order. I'm truly grateful for all the support you've given me, you know. Rare is the job where one can feel such fulfillment.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you something.
Yes, I'm all ears, my dear.
Those two appeared to mention something quite significant back there. The head of House Cassini.
My, oh my, oh my. It seems I've been found out, have I?
What is this House Cassini?
One of the city's 6 houses. You know, like the House Vandam that Monica leads. If you're the head, then that makes you Monica's equal. You must be in quite the position of power.
Oh, hardly. I would never compare myself to the likes of Moni, dearest. I only succeeded the role as a formality when the former head unexpectedly made it known that they were going to step down.
And that doesn't interfere with your lapidarist extraordinaire business?
Doesn't seem very leaderly. What's everyone got to say about that?
Free is the citizen who embraces their freedom. We of House Cassini are free spirits, more so than the other houses. Such has been our code for generations. So long as one forges one's own path in life, unbound by societal principles, my house's role is to respect and support them in it. So, you see, I serve the people of the city in my own way, as I personally see fit.
Wow, there really are all kinds in the city, huh?
Well now, that was a job well done. And thanks to the experience, I believe I have some new ideas for accoutrements. Let me use this sudden flash of inspiration to put our contract to good use. You did do the Ferris's share of the work, after all.
Thanks, Masha. We'll be counting on you.
And I shall expect nothing but the finest patronage.
You can now craft a wider range of accessories in Craft Accessories. How intriguing! But with that, we've completed Masha's Ascension quest for the sake of keepsakes. With the party's help, Masha had no trouble in crafting the elegant keepsakes for Jake and Tessa that met their expectations, making another victory for the arts. Jewel-Right Masha, the Lapidarist, has risen to level 20 and her class rank limit has been broken.
Some relations have changed.
Pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Oh, we're very close to 5 stars with the city, but we're not going to worry about that. Very awesome. Honestly, this was a really high up there on my list of Ascension quests. I really liked how they capped off this particular one. It wasn't something as ostentatious as like a wedding ring or anything like that. It was a nice, simple, like, promise, a statement of like, we were alive. We lived our lives and we lived our lives doing what we felt was right. We gave our lives fighting Mobius. We fought for the freedom of all of Ionios, and it's just a sweet type of sentiment. It was very good. It was very good. And I imagine it would be someone like Masha, or, you know, Masha's line of work, that you would see a lot of that type of stuff. Because if you remember, with the Remembrance Stones, for anyone who was, like, fallen, it's like, if you remember way back when we first got to the city, it was actually Shania who presented Monica, her father Guernica Vandam's, like, the goggles and, like, the dog tag or whatever, and they laid them to rest. All of, like, the personal effects, because they get like, dissipated into motes of light when they die, they don't leave much behind except, you know, like, literally the clothes off their back. So for someone like Masha, who makes jewelry and accessories and all that kind of stuff, it would be someone like that who makes, you know, those type of things, like the bangles and the rings and the necklaces and all that. And, like, there's no better thing in my eyes to be like, yes, this is us. This is what we left behind. This is who we were. And, like, it may just be, like Jake said, it may just be a statistic, but it won't just be a statistic, because no one's ever really gone. The people who carry their memories, all of those emotions, they live on through them, and that's pretty nice. I really liked this particular Ascension quest. It was really, really good to me. I liked this one a lot. That was a wonderful way to cap off the final Heroes Ascension quest. Oh man, we don't have to do any more Ascension quests right now. But that means we are finally in a position to go to Mr. Salmon, drop off all of the Shards of Origin, and actually start to kick up the final act, the final chapter, the final section of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We are going, in the next episode, to actually pick back up the main story. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, it's been a long time coming. It's been a real long time coming, but we are approaching the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We are really coming to a close, and man, oh man, what a journey it's been. It's not over yet, not by a long shot, because we still got DLC, we still got Futures Redeemed, and we still got to wrap up this one. But man, what a fantastic way to wrap up the last hero quest. Man, so good. Masha and Head of House Cassini. Didn't see that one coming. First, the game faked me out. It's like, oh, Monty Dearest, Uncle Guernica, or whatever. It's like, oh, she's Monica's sister. It's like, no, she's talking about the Doyles. Oh, she's a Doyle. It's like, no, she's the Head of House Cassini. I don't think we've ever heard of the House Cassini at all in the base game, at the very least. Whether that happens in Redeemed, I have no idea. We'll see in the future. But man, I would have never pegged the head of their own house, but a bunch of free spirits. I suppose that tracks for someone like Masha. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. What a wonderful episode it was. Bittersweet, but more sweet than bitter, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So whether you watched this episode with the Lapidarist Extraordinaire for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode for finally more main quest. I cannot wait, and I hope you will wait for the next episode. Later.